Railway history is really Britain's history. Here in the archive we hold about 3 to 4 million records, from property deeds to Brunel drawings, Stevenson drawings. It tells a story of society, an economy, an industry. It covers a whole range of historical topics, really. Whenever there's any sort of land purchases or anything like that done, the records are sent here. So for the deed side of things, it's always getting bigger, because even documents from the 1800s still have in them things which are crucial to the running of the railway today. Thankfully, a lot of that stuff is now being created digitally as well, to save space and to also preserve it even longer for the future. I came to work here because my background is archaeology. I'd always had kind of a very passing interest in railways. It's a very romantic thing with the age of steam and that kind of stuff. So the opportunity to work here was one I leapt at, because it's kind of archaeology in a different way. It's digging up records and being able to provide information to customers, but also to work with really historical drawings and have that real connection to the past. Finding the George Stephenson notebook was a real thrill. The Stephenson notebook is George Stephenson's critique of a previous plan by George Overton. And that was the basis for it. The plan for that Stockton and Darlington Railway and its branches is in that notebook. And although it's not the first railway in the world, it certainly sets out what we would deem a modern railway today. So as soon as I pulled it out and sort of opened the pages and saw that it was handwritten, the age of it, 1822, is very old. And George Stephenson's signature at the back of it was just fantastic. Railway history is very important even today, because when the railways came along, it was a social revolution, an economic revolution, an industrial revolution. When you think back before railways, it would take you 2 weeks to get from Cornwall to London. It increased people's ability to work in different areas of the country. That is a continuing thing for many people. The railway connects people. When we're making improvements to things like stations, track, and things like electrification as well, making sure trains are more reliable, these records really do help support that effort. Every day there is something different, there's something more I learn. You really do get an amazing sense of pride, I think, when you're passing these structures and you think, because of the archive and because of the work we do in preserving records, a lot of these structures are still here today. It's very important to maintain heritage because it's also the nation's heritage.